Good morning, welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday the 13th of July 2025 and I think it's about 20 to 9 in the morning. Okay, kicking off with what's for the basket. I'll be in two groups this week. So for the first group I've got grape nuts. Thank you Byron for introducing me to these. You can have 40 grams as a healthy extra B and mixed with yogurt, quark, soy yogurt, whatever you use. They're quite malty and I think they're really nice. Sometimes I would mix 20 grams of these with 25 grams of all bran, and that's nice too. So you can use them in many and varied ways, but you need to like a malty flavour, I think. And as Byron said, they're quite expensive. I think they're like $3.95 a box, but you get a lot for your money. You get a lot of bang for your buck. The other thing for the second basket is apple cider vinegar with the mother. This is the way you should buy it, apparently. You need the mother. This was just from Lidl for about £1, but it's a really useful thing and it's really nice in water. Just put a tablespoon in water. It helps with your sugar levels, doesn't it, Joe, with sugar spikes from a meal?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it helps with blood sugar control.
Blood sugar control, so yeah, but it's nice as well. But then I'm a person who likes vinegar, because I found myself the other day drinking the vinegar out of the burger gherkins. It's so nice. Right, word of affirmation, sunshine, because I think that's something we've all experienced this week. That brings £11 in for the kids' toy appeal at Christmas. Outfit of the day. I'm going to show you this because it's one of the coolest outfits I've got. I mean cool as in not hot, not cool as in trendy. This top is from Marks and Spencer's. They're called muscle tees. Basically, Shell, if you're watching, it's just a bit of a silky-ish t-shirt, very lightweight, with what I'd call a cap sleeve. Really, really cool and comfortable. And the trousers are called airport trousers and also from Marks. If you can see, you'll see there's loads of room in them. And these are probably a size smaller than I would usually wear. If you fancy them, they're very generous. They're lightweight. If you were travelling and you wanted to shove them in your case, they just roll up to next to nothing. They're nipped in at the ankles, so they're comfortable. But you know when you're out walking in these, the air kind of goes through them. They are so cool and so comfortable. They have an elasticated waist. So again, for travel, really comfortable. And I think if you were coming back from your holidays, or if you're a person whose legs swell when you're flying, these are perfect. And so comfortable, especially in this heat. Right, the title of my video this week is Holding Back the Years. And I think it's taken me to get to the age of 68, coming up 69, to realise, geez, I could have done this 30 or 40 years ago and felt the benefits. And it's no good looking back with regret, because I can't change the past. All I can change is today. And I am so appreciative today that I have a better understanding of what food makes me feel good, what food makes me energetic, what food satisfies me. And I am grateful to Slimming Will for teaching me the boundaries that I need around food. I know we're all different. You won't need the same boundaries that I need. I know some people like to take time off for different occasions and holidays and whatever. But I am really comfortable with the way I eat today. Joe made me a lunch the other day, and it was the Korean salad thing that I like from Lidl, which is 5 cents. It was a packet of jasmine microwave rice. It was a pack of Sainsbury's chicken breast cut up, and it was about 3 or 4 inches of organic cucumber diced into it. That was it, wasn't it?
Cornichons.
Oh, and about 7 or 8 little cornichons chopped small into it, all mixed together. Because for the whole week I've eaten cold food, I've eaten nothing hot. I mean, the microwave rice wasn't eaten hot because by the time we'd mixed it all together it was cold. But I haven't wanted hot food at all this week. Now that on Slimming World worked out at 7 or 8 sins. I can't remember what sinnage that rice was. It was either 2 or 3. So 7 or 8 sins. It was actually 840 calories. But it was so worth it. And you know the microwave mixing bowls that you would mix a cake batter in? It filled 2/3 of one of those.
It's amazing.
It is. You've tried it since, haven't you?
Every time I made it, I thought this smells and looks really good. So I made it for myself the past 2 nights, and it's amazingly good.
Now, if you look at that, you've got 8 sins there. It was 7 or 8. We'll call it 8. You've got 8 sins there, and so often we say, oh, 1 sin is 20 calories. But that was 840 calories. But you know what? On plan, that doesn't matter one iota, because we're not counting calories. Slimming World have done that for us. So putting a meal together like that, which was kind of my main meal of the day, because I'd had a decent sized breakfast. I'd had Alpro yogurt mixed with Get Pro yogurt, which is a high protein yogurt, mixed with all bran and grape nuts and a banana, which is filling. So that was my breakfast, and then when I came in the afternoon about 3 o'clock, too late for lunch, too early for dinner, so let's have a good big meal then. So I had that, and then I had 400 grams of strawberries and a couple of apples. Oh, sorry, ignore my Alexa. And I was full to the gunnels. On the day, I probably had, I don't know how many calories, because I don't know how much the rest of it was, but I don't mind spending up to 1,000 calories on my main meal of the day if it's only 8 or 9 or 10 sins. And I found something Shell says on her video, which I would implore you to go and watch, because she's fabulous. Shell said on her video last night she is loving vegan cornettos. I haven't had one. I might try one sometime, but I haven't had one. 9.5 sins for a cornetto. Why the heck not? Why not spend 9.5 sins on a cornetto or a lunch or a dinner? You've got them to use, and if you're using them on the right kind of food, it's not like saying, oh, sod it, I don't care, I'm going to have a cream cake. Don't know how many sins it is, but I'll count 6, because you usually weigh out. There is good food out there to be had, good filling food, good refreshing food, good wholesome food that will give you good energy. And for me at the moment, holding back the years is about creating good energy, because look at me. I'm 68 years old and I'm in better bloody shape than I was 40 years ago. Now this is part due to a lovely lady called Lighter Mandy. Mandy started to do boot camp, which I found really inspiring. I can't do that because I'm blind. Mandy has her own disability or ability problems, which she overcomes. As a blind person, I think I would be no good at boot camp. Absolutely no good. But what I have realised is I can do the gym. Now I've said on here many times I would never do that. Never, never, never will you see me in a gym. I also said only a matter of 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'm going to the gym, I'm loving the weights, I am not doing cardio. Don't believe in cardio. Well, the last couple of days, it's been so hot, over 30 degrees, that yesterday and the day before, instead of going out walking in all this heat, I went and walked on a treadmill in my gym. Now, Joe is red hot on things like heart rates. Not so much, oh my God, how many calories can you burn? Because in an hour and 10 minutes, walking at 5.1 on a 2 incline, which was my starting place, I burnt 300 calories. Now, it's not a massive amount of calories, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for a healthy heart. So Joe has this thing, it's a heart rate monitor. You wear it under your clothes, just under your bra or around your chest, and it gives you a proper, accurate reading of how many calories you're burning personally, not how many that machine says you're burning. So that machine doesn't know whether it's me on it or whether it's Joe on it. He's got 100 times more muscle than I have. He's 10, 11 inches taller than me. Weight-wise, I don't know what he weighs, I'm not interested in that, but what I do know, he's a hell of a lot fitter than me. But this shows him what his heart rate is and how many calories he's actually burned. So I'm going to do a session on the treadmill wearing this, or I'll get myself one and wear mine. But it amazes me that I can do it. I did 70 minutes without stopping. Yes, I had Young Thug plugged in my ear and I'm almost dancing as I'm walking because I love the music, or some of his music. And I just felt like I'm on this thing, and there was a lady over to my right who was probably only 10 or 15 years younger than me. But my God, the muscles on that woman, because Joe said, that lady is super fit. And she was doing sprints on the treadmill, because I kept thinking, why does that treadmill keep starting and somebody's like bang, 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 bang. And I thought it was some bloke. And Joe said, no, there's a super fit lady and she's doing sprints on the treadmill. And I'm thinking, I mean, I always say things to Joe like, what sort of age is she? I'm not being nosy, I just need to know because I can't see it. And when he said, oh, she's probably 10, 15 years younger than you, it gives me so much hope, because watching Mandy or listening to Mandy doing her boot camp and talking about running, and I would guess Mandy's 25 years younger than me. But watching that, listening to that and realising you don't have to wait until you're slim to start. If you want to hold back the years because you're getting to sort of my age and you're really not looking forward to being 70 next year, then you need to do something about it starting today, whether that's a walk, joining a gym, going to Zumba, aqua aerobics. There's everything out there for us, which there wasn't when I was in my 20s. 40 or 45 years ago, who'd have thought of being a woman and joining a gym? It just did not happen. There weren't that many gyms for men 45, 50 years ago. But we've got so many opportunities today. And okay, I would be the first person to say I hate organised exercise. But when you can plan it around your needs, your wants, your desires and your loves, I can stand here today and say, you know what? Using that treadmill was fun. I was able to use Joe's wireless earphone, whatever you call them things, and listen to the music that actually inspires me to get moving. So I'm able to do that. I'm able to set the machine, or Joe's able to set the machine for me, and I get going. And I just think, forget the time, it'll stop when he's set it to do so long, it'll stop at that point, just enjoy it. I'm able to lift weights that when I joined the gym on the 22nd of May, I could not move these weights. Today I can move them. Today they're steadily starting to go up, aren't they, Joe?
Yeah, every time we try to push for new numbers, don't we?
Yeah, and my reps are going up, because he'll say to me, you know, last week you did 12, or last session you did 12 in a rep, go for 13. And in one yesterday, he was like, go for 13, and I kept going, because I could, and I did 20, didn't I?
Mm.
And I'm doing things like pulling down weights, pushing out weights, bringing in weights, bringing out weights. Things that when we first started, I was like, I can't get my arms out right out there. I can't push that right up there. And you know, now I can do it with a bloody smile on my face because it's fun. I'm loving it, and I am hopefully going to be holding back the years. I don't want to be mutton dressed as lamb. I'm not trying to be a 30-year-old or even a 40 or 50-year-old. What I don't want to be is a bloody decrepit 70-year-old. And there are some people who watch my channel who are older than me, who are in fabulous shape. I'm thinking Joan, I'm thinking Doris, I'm thinking lots of people who've been doing Slimming World, who've been doing health and exercise, and who are living and travelling and walking their dog numerous times a day and doing lots of things for other people and being a fabulous member of their community and their Slimming World group. They're not the ones who are sitting at the back in April or May, like I used to be years ago, with a winter coat on, trying to hide the fact that I was bloody overweight. When I weighed 22 stone, I would not have appeared in any clothing that resembled what I'm wearing today. I'd have had some huge chunky knit cardigan on that came down to my thighs, that wrapped around me like a blanket that I thought made me look like a size 14, when actually I was a size 26. Don't think you're kidding anybody else. I wasn't. I wasn't even really kidding myself. I was just a sad lady who didn't want to face up to doing something for myself. And I see so much of, like, there's a lovely lady I was watching yesterday, I don't even know her name, she was Scouse, and she'd done Manjaro and she'd lost the weight she wanted to lose and she stopped taking it, and she was worried about putting the weight back on. So she was trotting off to Holland and Barrett's to buy some bloody herbal solution in gummy form that will help her keep the weight off. Well, word of advice, lovely lady, because she was really nice. You'll keep the weight off if you stop stuffing your face. You won't keep the weight off by chewing gummies from Holland and Barrett's, Boots or anywhere else, because that's not how it works. I'm not even going to go as far as to say it's calories in, calories out. It's about nutrition, because with calories in, calories out, you can eat any old crap. You might say to yourself, oh well, what the heck, I'll get a meal deal and I'll have a bar of chocolate and I'll sugary cereals and whatever, because I've only had my 1800 calories today. But you'll do better for yourself and you'll feel better in yourself if you use your calorie allowance or your Slimming World allowances to eat good, nourishing, healthy food. Because when you're looking at calories in, calories out, if you put good calories in, you get good energy out. And in my experience, not just my opinion, you put shit in, you get shit out. And I really do believe that today, because I've tried it and I've proved it to myself and I've got it wrong more times than I care to remember. But the food I'm eating today, it's not all perfect. Some of it is processed. I'll use a bag of microwave rice. I'll buy a Korean salad, noodle salad from Lidl. It's not all everything made from scratch. I need convenience. I don't have the time to make everything from scratch. I mean, yesterday, the reason I didn't vlog yesterday was because our feet didn't touch the ground all day. And there was very little time when we were both in the house at the same time. We were busy, weren't we, Joe?
Yeah, yesterday was busy.
It was hectic. And I mean, I saw very little of him yesterday until he crawled back in from the gym at 10:30 last night to get his dinner, because we just hadn't had enough hours in the day. And something has to give. Now me, the old me, what would have given would have been the exercise. I would not have gone to the gym. What gave yesterday was the vlog, because I know I can vlog today. So my choices are very different. And I've changed from a woman who says, can I do it, to a woman who believes I can do it. Because if you say, can I do it? Negative, doubt. I can do it, positive belief. When I was in, I think it was Aldi the other day with Joe, we were shopping for two chaps that we do their weekly shops. And at one point, Joe went to get something else, and I'm standing with the trolley near the bread section. And this lady, and I'm sure she was a childminder, because I'm a very good eavesdropper. I'm sure she was a childminder, and she had a little boy with her who was about this big, probably 3-4-year-old. And she said to him, shall we get you some white bread? I could tell it wasn't his mother, because mothers don't talk to children like that. Shall we get you some white bread? And he said, I like brown bread. And she said, oh, white bread's more fun. They walked over to where the bread was, walked past me, and she said, oh, shall we get thin or shall we get thick? And he said, thin. He's a lovely little kid. I love little boys like that. And she said, oh, but the thick's more fun. And at that point I had to turn away, because I didn't know whether I wanted to laugh, cry or what. I'm thinking that little boy wanted brown bread. She wanted thick white bread. She wasn't listening to the kid. did I ever listen to what Joe wanted when he was a kid, food-wise, or did I just feed him with the same crap I was usually eating? I don't know how he survived childhood with me. But it was such an eye-opener. And as they walked away, Joe came back, and I'll be honest with you, I said to him, is that lady slid? And he went, no. That's all he said, but it was enough. And it was so obvious. That kid wanted brown bread. That woman wanted thick white bread. She didn't give a toss what the kid really wanted. Did I do that? Yes, I'm sure I did. Over and over and over again. My thing today is like, mind what you feed your kids, and especially mind what you feed other people's kids. But there is so much choice on Slimming World today. So much choice. Better than it's ever been. Now, talking about Slimming World, what did I do this week? I maintained, which is perfect for me, because you know my intention is to lose 1.5 pounds a month for the next year to get me to where I think I might like to be, which is probably in the upper 9s or the lower 10s or the whatever. I'm 11 stone and half a pound today, so 154 and a half pounds. So I went to group, got to maintain. Really, really happy with that. In June, which was my first month of wanting to lose 1.5 pounds, I lost 3. Already this month I've lost 1. So I've got a couple more weigh-ins and I need to lose another £0.5 pound. And I'm genuinely happy with that. I'm not bullshitting you. I don't want to shed weight fast, get to target, and then not know how the hell to stay there without cutting down.
I think it's important to point out though that even though you didn't lose weight, you did get stronger, so your body's still changing even though the weight stayed the same.
Yeah, my body shape is changing, I can feel the difference. The one thing I'm really conscious of is skinny fat. When I lost all my weight before, and I lost like 13 and a half stone, I didn't have a lot of skinny fat. Believe me, this time I have a lot more of it because I'm 10 years older and I've just inflated myself like a balloon and deflated myself again. And you find that, I find for me on your back, above here, above your bra strap, if I'm not careful, the skinny fat will show there. It'll show on my bingo wings. It'll show on the inside of my thighs, places like that. I don't want to lose weight so fast that it deflates too quickly and leaves me with too much loose skin. Because when we talk about loose skin is not all you have. You can tuck that in your knickers. It's the skinny fat. So it's the loose skin with some fat still attached to it that can become a problem when you want to look at what you can wear and be comfortable in. This is all part of holding back the ears, being sensible. I am not a person who will wear, I don't know what you call it, this underwear that holds everything in and keeps everything under control. Because with me, reminds me of the days in the 70s where we wore panty girdles, even if you didn't need to. And all it did was squeeze everything in, up and over the top. We were the original muffin tops in the 70s. I can't go there anymore. And also, my organs don't like my underwear being tight. But everybody's different. You know, some people like that feeling. I don't. So, one more thing I need your help with this.
I was going to say we're at 24.
Right. The new changes in Slimming World, the way they're now not going around the room, but it's hold up your hand if you've lost this much, hold up your hand if you've lost that much. Can anybody feed back to me? We haven't had this in our group yet, but can anybody feed back to me? How do you think that would work for a blind person? Because if I'm honest, it's worrying me a bit. So if you've experienced it, how do you think it would work for a blind person? That's me done for the day, and we'll be back next weekend. Cheers.